ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. I'm your host for the evening, Disco Potato, and today I am joined by the one and only Blitz Falcon. Blitz, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. There's nothing I love more on Saturday morning than some esports.
Oh yeah, you and me both. You and me both. Wow. Awesome. So it looks like we got our Grizz, Maroon, and Silver playing today, right? In
Yep,
Apex?
that's right. Both
Right
teams,
on.
and then next week is the last week of the season. They'll be playing both Saturday and Sunday next weekend.
Sweet. So it looks like they're in the training room right now.
Yeah. So with this tournament, with this league, just because it's the first month they've had a private server, they've had a little rocky start with some of their starts and weekends. So they might be in here a little while everyone gets everything straightened out. Nothing on our end, just on the tournament organizers.
Mm-hmm.
Might be watching the firing range for a little while here.
Slowly trying to take out a mannequin. As I
Yeah.
see there.
Yeah, I mean, Apex has been out for a couple of years now, and the dummies still don't run. So I don't know what the deal with that is.
God, the dummies still don't run. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, if I was a dummy, I'd be running. I'd be running for sure.
So how are you doing today, Disco Potato?
I'm doing good. Had a great morning. Ate myself some cereal. My roommate actually let me borrow some milk because I was out of milk. I was like,
Didn't just
thank
eat
you.
it dry.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna eat that dry. I was like, man, I can't eat cereal because I don't have milk. And he looks at me, he goes, dude, I got you. Here's some
And
milk.
did he have like the perfect portion bottle already on his person just to hand it to you?
Yeah, out of the
Hey,
pocket,
yeah.
milk. He was just holding on to this like little Tupperware milk. He just gave it to me. He's like, "This will get you going. This will
Hey,
get you
buddy,
through
this
the
is what
day."
friends are for.
Yeah, and I was like, "Dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much." Nah, it was a good morning. Hung out with the pup. I had a great time. It's great.
Excellent, excellent. I usually my Saturdays are reserved for about 12 to 14 hours of college football, but that's not really the same this year. So not
That's
as much
true.
college football to watch. So I would
Agreed.
much rather be here casting esports with you. It's a blast.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're here too. It's nice. I'm getting in chat. Maverick saying you got the COVID cut.
Yeah, the no haircut for the last year.
Yeah.
I, I've just about hit the level that I was at my absolute longest, which was 7-8 years ago, and that was before the mustache. So as a whole, I probably have more hair on my person now than ever before.
Wow. Wow.
You're looking quite styled though, man. I mean, you have a secret? You have a COVID haircut secret that the rest of us don't know about?
I stay masked up. I go out and I have got like a nice barbershop. I normally go to Sports Clips.
Oh, me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
I love Sports Clips. I actually took a trip about 4 weeks ago back to Washington. Got myself a car and whatnot. And then while I was there, I was like, you know what? I should go to Sports Clips. I walked in. At first, I had called them and was like, hey, how long is the wait? Like, checked on their safety terms and everything, and they were like, oh, it's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. So I went in and I arrived and I was like, oh, I tried signing up, but couldn't really. And they're like, well, we got a slot open just right now. And they just got me right away. I didn't even have to wait. I was like, sweet. Thank you, COVID.
Not that
So,
I anticipated giving a sports clip sponsorship on the stream or anything, or being an advocate for them, but
oh, yeah.
I used to travel around all over the place, and they'd always ask me. They'd always say, you can always come back and get the same stylist next time, and I'm like, well, I'm usually in a different state every month, and
Yeah.
without fail, I got the same experience. I got a great haircut every time, no matter where I was in the country.
Yeah.
And I could always count on there being one, no matter what town I was in, too. So
Yeah. Yeah, I went to this one I think last winter, the one here in Missoula, and the lady there, she was like, "Wait, so is this your first time here at the Missoula Sports Clubs?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah it is." And she's like, "Oh, well, we actually have a first time, just like free package where you get every time it's your first time at a Sports Clips shop, you get like a free MVP."
Oh, they'll upgrade
like
you.
at
Yeah.
like a free upgrade to MVP for only doing like a regular cut. I was like, sweet. So she had like this like back massager too while I was getting cut kind of thing. I was like, oh, this is pretty kind of cool. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've had it before, and I
mm-hmm,
feel like it just makes my face really hot. So I just I just skip it most of the time because I would usually just want to get in and out as quick as possible. But
mm-hmm,
yeah, I actually had a pretty good barber this time. And I gotta say, like, I feel bad for him sometimes because not everybody's a sports fan. Just because you're a hairstylist doesn't mean
mm-hmm.
you're a sports fan. So sometimes they'll try to like there'll be golf on TV, and I mean, you don't really talk about golf unless you're really into golf, and so they're
No,
just like, how about that? And you're like, you know what, you can talk about whatever you want, man.
yeah.
It
I
doesn't have to be golf.
typically I typically peel away from any of the sports talk. You know, I like cutters cut my hair and just ask me like how my day is doing. You know, if I got any plans after the cut, kind of thing. Like if I'm doing anything else, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm getting my hair cut, and then sitting around doing nothing because of COVID, kind of thing, or you know something like that. And I'll talk to people like that. But if they're talking about the game that's on the screen, if there's a football game, you know, most of the time, if there's a game on the screen, I had no idea that there was a game that day. Um,
Yeah.
um, but you know, I still understand all the games and whatnot. And I can talk about them, but I'm like,
I will.
I don't know.
I'm addressing what our broadcaster Ryan Cascas is talking about real quick. I think if you see my webcam flashing, that is actually probably from me punching it. I'll give a little fist bump when I stream, and it's seen its wear and tear. So sorry about that. Webcams are hard to come by these days, and I think that's totally. It does it in Zoom calls every once in a while too. And it's just from a little bit of fist bump action. So
Hmm, hmm. I I don't think this one's been touched like at all. This camera, it's just a classic Logitech camera, you know, that we have here in my tiny little office here, though. It's
I
nice.
yeah, maybe we could get something going. We could get like a little GoPro shield for it so that we could just really see you later, guys, type
Really
of thing.
pound it. I
All
love how
right.
you actually as you punched it, we cut the camera as well. That was perfect. Shout out to our little broadcast crew in the back, aka
That was
our
that was
man, myth,
totally
and legend.
calculated as well.
Oh yeah, oh for
Yeah, we
sure.
planned that. We planned that ahead of time. So it looks like we're in the lobby here, and most of the teams are in. But it looks like the Illinois Institute of Technology, which is going to be Scarlet Tribe that you see there, doesn't have their full team there, which is they're almost definitely going to hold off on launching the lobby until that team is there.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, no, that's their secondary team. It looks like their main team is in.
Scarlet
Um,
Hawks,
yeah,
or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The Scarlet Hawks, and then theirs is called the Dream Team, but it's their secondary team, and they're actually one of the top teams there, as well as NRT and Scion. And
Mhm.
Scion is this is very interesting because this league used to be, I'm sure you've talked about it before, but this league used to be collegiate only,
Oh yeah.
and now it is amateur. So there's no nothing preventing from collegiate teams from joining it, but some of these teams that have had players graduate,
Hmm.
they're still allowed to compete. So for instance, Scion is University of Kentucky, which won the first league we were ever in. Um, and now
Wow.
two of their students are still students, and then Solus is not a student at UK anymore. He's graduated, so it's pretty interesting. And they've gotten very good. I mean, they have a lot of time to contribute.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
You say so? You're saying Scarlet Hawks? They're one of the top teams. They have the OWO players, don't they?
that's
They've
IIT. They're the
they've got
OWO
one of
players.
them.
Now, not to be confused with last year, which was like I think it was Milksteak, which is the guy that you were always getting hyped about last year. I think that was
Right.
Oklahoma UJV, and they had the Uwu players, not the OWO players. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. The uwu and the
yeah.
OWOs. Yes, I do remember them going out with Jay and I talking about milk steak. Oh, that was good times, good talk. And Frog on the Grill.
Frog on the
Frog,
Grill. Are they in
Frog on
this
the
lobby? I
Grill.
don't see that name.
No,
No, it
I
doesn't
don't
look
think I
like
don't
it.
think it was a name. We were just making fun of the meme Frog on the Grill
Oh, I don't
a
know that.
lot. Oh,
You'll have
you
to.
don't know the frog on the grill meme. If
I
Jay
do
is in
not.
chat,
Well,
Jay is in
Jay's got to
chat.
focus on their game. Uh,
That's
so
true.
this is interesting. What you see here is this this league, the division. This is the first time. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the second time that both divisions are going to be in the same lobby. So I
Yeah,
I think, is that correct? Aren't
yeah.
Soldier and Legend in this as well? Yeah.
Grizz
So
Maroon's in the upper right, and Grizz
yep,
Silver's in
and
the
then
lower
Grid Silver's
left.
bottom left. So there you go. So we've got
So, so
basically, I'm I don't know much about the C and D divisions because our teams aren't in them, but this is A and B divisions, and I mean we've got NRT, which is a semi-pro team. We've got Scion, which is a former Apex champion team, and then we've got both Grizz teams in it. So this is going to be and we've got the IIT guys. It doesn't look like Grand Canyon is in here,
mhm.
but then there's Kansas as well. So I mean, there's some big teams in here. It's going to be a very contentious day of Apex.
It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be
Yeah,
intense. It's gonna
definitely.
be funny watching the feed of one stream and then seeing him take out another person from the other team on ours. You see like Silver get somebody taken down and somebody on Maroon's name pops up. And they're
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, that could
So
be fun.
they never know that they're fighting until they get a knock. So they won't
Right.
know like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Legend or that's Beefy, you know. So
Yeah.
last year, when it was JV and varsity, Jay was the JV captain and Legend was the varsity captain.
Hmm.
uh, JV landed in the same building as varsity during a scrim and just wiped him out. And they had no idea. And varsity's like, oh, well, we're not going to let that happen again. But JV was just so focused on the game, they didn't even know that they beat the varsity team. They just kept playing.
Oh wow.
And that's the only head to head they've had so far
Huh.
in an official game. So,
Wow.
um, two
Oh,
weeks ago,
that's
they
great.
were sniping at each other, but not much was happening. So,
Nice. Nice.
yeah.
Gotcha. Dang. What is going on with the mouse here?
That's a controller, most likely, it looks like. Unless it's just someone with a really low DPI mouse.
Oh man, that's looking real low. For
Are we
D-
watching Soldiers? I think this is Soldiers' perspective, right?
I think so. Yeah, so we're pulling from his stream.
Yep. So
Uh,
he's controller and Felly is a controller player, and then the other four players are all mouse and keyboard. So
oh, gotcha, gotcha.
it's honestly not the worst idea in the world to keep your aim stick uh, thumb nice and warmed up. In Halo, we used to do these little like 360 or 720 swirls on the joystick in between combat just to keep your kind of brain calibration on point so you know your thumb is centered and you're in good shape.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I always when growing up, I used to go over to friends' places and I'd play Call of Duty or Halo with them. We'd do like zombies or something, or I'd just screw around with Halo and like the create map creation or something with my friend or whatnot. But I never grew up with an Xbox or a PlayStation. We had a computer, and the family shared the one tower computer, and we just cycle between it doing work or sometimes playing games, whatnot. Um, and then eventually we got a laptop that my brother and I shared while my parents used the tower. And then we got a hand me down GameCube when I was in middle school from my next door neighbor because he upgraded to a Wii.
And
And
did
so,
he physically hand it to you with the handle on the back of the GameCube when he handed it down?
yes.
I mean, that's what it's for, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
You
that's what
don't
it's
just
for. You have to
you
use
don't
it.
just like wrap a GameCube for someone. You're like, it's like a suitcase. Here's your little box.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he also gave us a bunch of different games with it as well. He actually, yeah, there were some nice games we got. I think he gave us his Melee copy because why not for Super Smash Bros. So that was nice.
Now, to determine whether you got the true GameCube experience or not, did you get to play Super Monkey Ball?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
I grew up playing Super Monkey Ball. I didn't have Super Monkey Ball on my GameCube. I played it growing up. My next door neighbors had Super Monkey Ball because they actually had consoles. They had GameCube. We played Super Monkey Ball all the time with my friends. Oh, I love it. I haven't played the newer Super Monkey Ball that came out like within the past year.
Oh wow,
Recently,
I didn't
there's
know
one. I
that.
think it came out on Switch, and there's a Super Monkey Ball now, and it's like a new and improved or something. But I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't think it'd be the same, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's
I
just, oh,
I remember tuning into a a GDQ, a Games Done Quick stream of
mm-hmm.
a speed run of Super Monkey Ball, and I was like, "Hey, I know this game." And I remember there being like 50 levels at the most, and they were at like level 500 or 600. So I think there was like a platinum edition and diamond edition that came out later where they just kept adding levels on. It was
Yeah, there must
absolutely
be.
crazy.
Yeah, dang. There might be
Yeah.
just like an um, infinite level, and then you get like X amount of maps that'll spawn, and
Yeah.
then
If you guys
you
don't
just go as
know,
far as you
Super
want.
Monkey Ball is a really cool game where it's sort of like what things like I guess Temple Run is kind of based on it, but you basically get like a race course of like half pipes and these just zones that
Mm-hmm.
you roll a ball down and try to get to a goal. And it seems really simple, but there's all kinds of obstacles and jumps and
Yeah,
things that'll stop you. And there's a little monkey inside it, like a hamster ball, and you just got to roll them all the way to the end. It's actually
yeah.
really challenging
Yeah, you
game.
get to choose what monkey you are, and yeah, you accelerate rolling your ball or whatnot, and then you have to jump off platforms and stuff, and you collect bananas on the
You collect
way.
bananas.
You got to get all the bananas, kind of like coins basically, and then
So, Sam
yeah,
Disco, do you think that when you collect a banana in Super Monkey Ball, then it creates a deficit in the world of Donkey Kong? I mean, there's only so many bananas.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. There are only so many bananas.
Hmm.
This is the real
Ooh,
question. Or
looks like we're live in the lobby.
oh, looks like we're hopping in. Oh, nice.
So some things to keep in mind for Grizz Silver. Um, you're going to see a lot more combat than you've seen before. Silver not so concerned about their placements. They're also coming into this feeling really confident about their combat. They went head to head against NRT, which is the highest ranked team in the league last week, and they beat them 2 out of 3 times, pretty convincingly both times. Um, so they're not feeling passive at all, and they're not feeling like um, they're not going to have good combat. So we're really excited about that. And then for Maroon, we're just trying to get our feet wet on this team. This is the first time that most of them are competing in a league. So really, any result is a good result, whether it's 1 kill in 4 games, or it's a 10th place finish and a 5th place finish where we're just hiding. Um, Pretty much all those results are a good result. And as you can see, we actually got the champion squad banner, so that might put a little fright into some of the other teams.
Could also put a target on our head, you know?
Heard that.
Gotta get somebody to take out.
That's true. That's true.
Alright, we're trying to look to see where people are dropping. I'm assuming the team's coordinated, or maybe they probably haven't. About
Honestly,
not dropping the same place.
one of the difficulties with this week is that World's Edge has not been playable. So the map they're on, they cannot practice currently. The only way they're able to play this over the last 10 days is in this tournament.
Wow.
So they might be a little rusty on placement. It looks like Silver's going Skyhook, which is their favorite place. And it looks like Maroon is going Effie to the train station.
Looks like Legend was getting some pops on people from the other side of the city that they're in right there.
Yeah, unable to land any damage, it looks like, because it looks like his Evo is still. Or was he able
Well,
to?
he did get a 20 proc on someone. It was red.
So if you're unable to find an armor and you've got a sniper rifle, it's not a bad idea to just poke the enemy team a couple of times and you'll get armor. But as you can see, he picks up a white there, so they're all pretty much in good shape. Vaka's going to need to, Soldier's going to need to find armor as well. So they're not going to start fighting until everybody's at least got a white armor on.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And then Maroon already in combat at the train station. Jay going low. Felly has no gun. Oh, she has a Mozambique, it looks like, and an Arc Star, but they're going to want to get out of here. This is not a fight they want to take right now.
Oh, yeah.
No armors on their team. Jay low on health, and really, the Mozambique is the last gun you want.
He was using medkit and then it got shot down. Jay's over here looking around,
Beefy
trying not to get proc down too hard.
Beefy would have needed to bubble him there so he could get that med kit off. Pretty risky to try to med in the middle of train station right there, but he may have felt like he didn't have a choice. So they're just going to have to go in and try to
Looks
get
like they
trades
took him
here.
down.
Yep, Jay gets thirsted.
Oof.
So the best bet here is to just get that banner and get out with your lives, but it looks like they're already surrounded. It's not looking good, and Maroon goes down.
Unfortunate. Philly Bitch did get the banner, but had to run out, and then in the hallway just got taken down. Very unfortunate for Philly right there.
So here we're going to switch over to silver, and we'll just, it looks like they've gotten some pokes and some armor improved. It looks like Maroon went out 19th, which is a total bummer, but again, they're just looking for experience here. So any combat and any getting their feet wet is a plus. So
yeah, getting that practice, getting that teamwork down.
That's right.
Setting it up the next time.
And this is actually the last week that we're going to get to see Jay play with the team because he is going to be heading off to work in another city. So this is his last week with the team. So it's going to be fun to see what they can do over there on Maroon in the next 3 games.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm
Looks
definitely
like just
gonna miss him.
Yeah, and he's, Jay has, as he was the JV captain when I first came in, he's just been a great inspiration to a lot of the students. He's been a great leader, an excellent teammate, and yeah, he's been an amazing student for me to coach in the program. Just a very agreeable, very understanding, and compassionate person. And also, his aim is pretty insane this year. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to see a ton of it, but hopefully we'll get to see some highlights today in their later games.
Next time they're gonna hop on down.
Oh, we've got an @Disco Potato and an @Blitz Falcon on the stream.
Ooh,
Pretty
on the screen. Hey, that's me. Wait, that's you.
That's me.
Wait, oh my God. Oh my Che.
Oh my Che. So Silver looks like they weren't really looking for that fight over in Skyhook. They're gonna move on to Thermal Station here. I'm sorry, Lava, not Thermal Station. And mainly that decision will probably be made, especially with blue armors and decent weapons here on both players. That decision is probably made if they just feel like they do not have an advantage and they just need to reset and get better positioning. So this team has definitely been coached to take those fights unless it's just a very inadvantageous situation. So that must have been why they ran.
Gotcha.
With blue armors and decent weapons, I mean they're pretty well kitted right now.
Care package coming in.
Oh, looks like we're getting a lot of people in chat here. Wow, everyone's just popping off now. Oh, looks like they're coming from Hyper Rat's stream. I think he just finished it and threw everyone over here.
Well, hey everyone, welcome.
Down. Welcome to the stream. Glad you guys could all join us today.
Consider following Grizz Esports so that you can see us pretty much streaming esports as we're winding down here at the end of the semester. Next semester, though, we've been doing almost 7 days a week every week. So there's been a lot to watch this year.
That's true. That is true, and a lot to cast as well. All right, looks like they're taking fire down up from the mountains there.
Again, though, Legend in a pretty strange position here, so he's going to hit the geyser and reposition, try to get a shield bat off, most likely behind a crate here, and then reset for a fight. Now they're on better ground. Being down in geyser, not a place you want to be fighting.
Very true. Very true. They have the high ground, Anakin. Better watch out. As they say, I am getting in chat. We got a question if we have a league team. Yes, we do. Our League of Legends team will be playing at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. And we were going against the Cats over at MSU. So a big day, big event. We have our JV team starting at 3 o'clock, and varsity will be after that, roughly at around 4 o'clock Mountain Time.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Yeah, and everything fun to watch. I mean, we've got League of Legends, Overwatch, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rocket League. There is, if you want to give us a follow, we cover almost double digits esports here on the stream. So there's plenty of variety, plenty of stuff to watch, and a lot of good players. And honestly, don't sleep on the University of Montana. There's a lot of talent at this university. Some of these teams, they're really putting up some good results this season.
And yeah, right now The semester is ending, so we don't have too many streams that are going up next. I think Rocket League's done for the semester, if I'm correct.
Rocket League, they were regular season champions, Maroon, in the NECC League, but they're going to be playing playoffs on Monday at 3:30 Mountain Time, and then if they make it to the finals, which as a #1 seed we're hoping they do, the finals will be Saturday at 4 p.m. And we've been given permission to cast that, but NECC will also be streaming both of those matches, so we will be able to watch them. Yeah, and again, that Rocket League Maroon team, we're expecting a victory out of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. I happen to know the coach personally, and he's a pretty good guy.
Oh yeah, I hear he is too. You know, what a nice dude. You know, he's
Yeah.
You know, being you and all, but you know,
Being me and all. So it looks like Silver chose to reposition to thermal station here after a pretty long chase from whichever team was chasing them. I'm not really sure what the thought process was here. They ended up expending a lot of meds in the process, so Legend had to use up both of his shield batteries, so sitting on just cells right now. Oh, his teammate did use that. But they're being a little more passive than I expected them to be. I really anticipated them taking a fight openly whenever it was available, and it just seems like it's not really panning out for them, so maybe they have something in their bag of tricks that's going to work out for them. I'm not sure.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We're gonna take a look. Oh, they are getting fired on. Trying to get out of there. They aren't really attacking too much back. It's hard to see where the shots were coming from.
No, but good range on the weapons here on both Soldier and Legend. I mean, we've got a flatline with a 2x and an R301 with a 2x4. And the 2x4 and the R301 with this purple barrel stabilizer is like, if they've got the ammo to expend, it's an absolute laser at that like 100 to 150 range. It's super accurate.
Perfect.
Yeah, Legend opting not to go with like the Wingman Mastiff combo that you'll see a lot of the semi-pro or pro streamers do, but going with the R301 just because it's a more consistent gun, and he's really been lighting it up lately with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do. We have seen him do that combo a bunch in the past. But yeah, I was actually surprised that he didn't have it with the Wingman there.
Yeah, the Wingman is kind of the show-off gun, right? So it's pretty high damage, and it's pretty accurate at long range, but you have to be really lasered in with your aim and your tracking on it, because it's got a high fail rate too, so if you miss your shots, you only get a few shots in a clip. But it's also good at conserving ammo, so it's kind of a great late-game gun. It's very well-rounded, whereas all the other guns in this game really just leak ammo. So it's good, you know, it's good to have throughout the game because you can share your ammunition with your teammates.
Good sustain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, excellent range, really high damage, especially on headshots. Oh, and it seems like you're going to drop right on another team.
Soldier like a 70 proc shield down. Getting some good pings off of him. Off of here at Leggins' side. Oh, in the back line here. Parking down that shield and back and forth. Purple shield is out on that Pathfinder there. Bringing it out, unloaded, and just drop his shield. He's down to 75 hit points. Goes up and gets taken out. Very unfortunate. Oh, man. Going in 11th place.
Yeah, and unfortunately they get the knocks, but they're not going to receive any points for those kills on both of those knockdowns because their teammate's going to get them all back up. As you see, we're looking at NRT, and this is what's been happening every week. They're getting really, really close during the leagues to beating NRT, which is the top team, and they just can't quite pull out the victory. And unfortunately, their Soldier goes down without much of a sound cue. He doesn't hear NRT coming, and he goes down before the fight even starts, not knowing that NRT is waiting for him around the corner, and it's a 2v3 at that point. Grizz still get close to winning it, but just can't quite close it out. So unfortunately, we're just going to be on the spectate of NRT, which again is the absolute top team in all 5 divisions right now. So if you're in chat and you like Apex Legends, this is a great perspective to watch, to learn some of the movement, some of the placement, and the teamwork. NRT's been together for a long time, and we've got some pretty skilled players. But again, just the bane of Apex or Grizz Silver. I mean, they get so close every time, and they just can't seem to quite finish it out. You could see Pathfinder got knocked by Vaca. Legend was able to break both shields on the Wraith and the Bloodhound, and just unfortunately, Soldier goes down early, so he's not able to use his defense. He's not able to ult on it, which the Gibraltar ult is a big area of effect missiles from the sky and just can't quite close it out again. And NRT's got a huge advantage going into these last rings.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they got 2 with purples going shield wise, and we do see that the Twitch here does have the purple helm as well. So they're defensive wise looking pretty good. Honestly, the Wraith Bloodhound combo I've seen a lot of for good aggression, I should
And
say.
Wraith has sometimes fallen out of favor in the competitive scene, but a lot of players stick with Wraith just because they've been playing her since day one, since the game came out. And she does have some advantages, but she's a little slower now. She's not as overpowered. As you can see the death recap here from Legend showing you how Styx was able to take him out. The Volt and the Mastiff. And look, as you can see, all 3 teammates from NRT had some damage on Legend, so pretty good teamwork there that all 3 of them were able to get shots in on it, and that's how you win.
Wow, and there it is, folks.
And there
coming,
it is.
Coming from the man himself, that is how you win. All right, they do have some good spectate over here. Teams firing off some shots. Ooh, they get a little bit of proc on that purple shield.
Yeah, most likely what NRT is going to do now is they're going to hold this position. They're in the center of the ring. They've also got the scan, so Pathfinder or Bloodhound can scan the survey beacon and find out where the next ring is going to be. So they kind of want to control that, so they know where the last ring is going to be or the second to last ring. And also just poking some damage down. You can see Escape is at 58 on his Evo, so he's going to want to upgrade that and then get out. He's going to pop 58 damage with his G7 here. He's just going to shoot a couple of times, and he's going to actually go for the scan by himself. This is pretty risky. No teammates around to cover him, but I guess it didn't really matter.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry. We switched perspectives there. I didn't notice. Calphon was pretty far away, so it wasn't Escape was covering, and then Calphon was on the beacon. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I got in chat when the last Overwatch tournament was. It was this semester. I believe it ended, what was it, 3 weeks ago, I think? We finished a match 3 weeks ago. Was the last time we streamed.
So again, yeah, NRT's looking to just control this area. They've got green zone, as you can see on the mini map, which is they've got the upcoming ring and the second ring after that. So they want to hold this as long as they can. If teams want to push in, they're going to have to push in behind boxes or inside those buildings underneath them. NRT in the top spot right now.
Very nice.
The Legend examining how he was able to die. And I mean, you can see on Legend with his Mastiff, he was able to do an absolute boatload of damage to all 3 members. Vaca getting a knock on one. It was unfortunate that Soldier had to go down quickly, just not hearing the footsteps or the audio cues that'll let you know a team's pushing in on you. And nothing against Soldier there. He just really had no chance without knowing they were coming. All 3 of them were ready for him. So
sounds good. Yeah, looks like they do have that advantage, like you said, with the scan, being able to stay inside the circle here, keeping that position going.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Escape is not poking a little bit more. He's got a G7 with the 3X. They're getting shots, so he should be in some position to upgrade his Evo, and you really want to get that purple Evo before the final fight. So blue is 75 armor points and then 100 HP. So that could be the difference, 2 extra bullets that it takes to knock someone. Depending on the gun they have, that's very significant. So
yeah, for sure. Oh, looks like just as the action was starting, we went to death recap. Oh, they're going back in, and now it's in summary.
Yeah, Legend probably just trying to analyze the damages that were done and see what they can do to improve next time.
Definitely.
So as you can see those little silhouettes through the walls, that's going to be Bloodhound's scan. And Bloodhound is kind of a must or a crypto, just giving you information on other teams. So you can openly take an engagement knowing that your flanks are covered, knowing that other teams don't have an angle on you. And without those scans, we call them wall hacks, but without the ability to get all that information, you could get pinched in a matter of seconds and just not know. Looks like everyone
Oh,
on NRT's upgraded to purple here. Not a ton of combat, so it looks like they're probably not going to make it to red. But that again, that 200 armor point or that 100 armor points plus 100 HP is pretty significant. So
yeah, for sure. Looks like we did get they did proc a little bit of purple shield over on the other side there, but taking a look over here, they do have from the left flank nice shield behind the wall there to get a placement. They do have
yeah,
some shield packs that they're spreading between the team, which is nice. Oh, there's the Bloodhound little burst of the vision. So they do see the team is over there.
and they've got sight on 3 other teams, so 2 not showing themselves. All 6 remaining teams have all of their players up. As you can see, it's 6x18 right now. So
Yeah.
or 6x3, which gives you 18 right now. So pretty significant. And I have to say, if any players in this tournament figure out that this is
Oh,
NRT as they're going into combat, if any of them figure this out, then several teams are going to pinch them because these are the favorites and they want to take them down together. But it looks like they're going to just get a one-on-one combat with the team here, and team had to push inside. They've got Caustic, but they immediately got it down and a
very
knock.
nice.
Separated. Wraith is going to go inside with a portal and fight them inside, and they just didn't have much of a chance. NRT wipes them out pretty easily. Didn't even lose many shields. So
Wow, and looks like Twitch did get his red shield here. Evo did proc. He was able to get that damage.
oh, Calphon. So all the players will put Twitch or TTV in their names to let you know, and then an underscore to let you know that that's their Twitch name.
Okay.
So there's
Okay.
several with
Gotcha.
the name
Gotcha.
of Twitch. Yeah. So it's Styx, Escape, and Calphon are the players.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And so another team goes down that we didn't see on the spectate of NRT, but I will say that one of the big deals here that one team pushed them alone and the other teams didn't help is NRT is able to get more meds, more shield batteries, more med kits, more ammunition, and rebuff for this next ring. And that's, I mean, it was gift wrapped and delivered to them by that other team. So uh, it's going to put NRT in a very strong position to win this map because their extended fight before had gotten them low on meds, and so if teams just held them out, they would have had a pretty big advantage there. Just
Mm-hmm.
not being able to reshield, not being able to heal themselves. But a full team of 3 gift wrapped it and brought them all that gear, and now they're pretty much set for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like they do see 2 different teams here. They procced about 3 different purple shields, knocking down. Oh, there's some more purple. Bringing
And
it out.
what NRT is doing here is just being engaged against all 3 of the. Oh, as a Horizon ult comes in to push them off, Wraith is going to use her Q to get out. That Horizon ult can be pretty deadly. It pulls you towards the center. It's like a gravitational singularity, and with grenades and ultimates, it can really do a lot of damage. As you can see, a team pushed into the building and is under them. There's also another team dead
Oh,
ahead
yeah.
of them behind the rock. They're in danger of getting pinched here. They're just going to push the building and take it. Very
Yeah, for
confident in
sure.
their
This
kills.
is very nice and easy. There was only 2 of them because they got that other third person downed earlier. It was really unfortunate for that team there.
Really unfortunate. And this other team choosing not to engage on that as well. NRT receives almost no damage from that fight and has the high ground here. It is not looking good for this final team. They're just going to completely jump in, and that's it. I mean, it's over in a
Wow.
matter of seconds.
There we go. That high ground advantage right there. Being able to keep that circle centered on them is a huge priority right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just being able to reset quickly after combat and get new shields, get healed, get your ammo, and get into the next fight is really huge because it's tempting to win a fight and then switch right back over to looting and trying to get all your stuff up. But their ability to just jump in those boxes, get what they need, and go right back into combat gives teams almost no time at all to engage them and catch them at a disadvantage. They always are on the front foot and they're ready and they're facing their enemies. So really great teamwork by NRT. We've seen again and again from them every week.
Yeah, great aggression, great strategy. That's definitely something people need to take down. Trying to figure out who they are is the main issue there between all the teams. So you gotta watch out for that. But yeah,
definitely. And Grizz just unfortunately getting close again. Like I said, they took them down 2 out of 3 times last week, but just when the official league is happening, just can't. It's like kryptonite. Just can't seem to quite close it out. They've been very close fights. Again, we saw a really really close fight. Definitely the best, um, the closest fight of any of the teams that pushed them during that game. Just couldn't quite close it out, and I expect them to try again and be a little bit more aggressive next game. I think they'll probably take more combat because, like I was saying, um, if you take out teams early in the game, then you get all their stuff, and
That's
so
true.
they do the looting for you. They go out and they find all your ammo and all your guns and all your upgrades and meds. They bring them to you, and you kill them, and you've got twice as many as the next team that you might fight against. So
That's true. That's true. Really good back and forth there. That early game can make or break it.
yeah,
And the same thing goes, like we've seen it in the past for our like last Monday for our Fortnite teams, and in the past with any battle royale kind of thing, where you land is key to your victory kind of thing. If you land and if you don't move fast enough to get a gun, and there's another team in the building right next to you, they can just wipe you silly.
yep.
You know.
Now most teams in competitive Apex, because you can only, I think Fortnite has an absolutely bonkers amount of teams that they can fit on a map.
Yeah.
Apex caps out at 20, so 60 players, and there's maybe 12 on World's Edge big zones that you can drop in for loot, and then there's smaller zones as well that aren't listed on the map. So it'll be like, we'll call them things like village below train station, and it's just kind of a small area. So most teams practice the same drop spot. The dropship does go different directions, but they usually practice one or two different drop spots. We're pretty fond of Sorting Factory, and we're pretty fond of Skyhook, where they drop this time on silver, and then Maroon really likes Thermal Station, and they dropped Train Station, which is pretty far out. And Train Station, surprised to see another team dropped on Maroon there. I don't think they were expecting it, to be honest, because it's not a very common drop spot. But there's a chance that another team practices that as one of their spots. So
Very true. Very true.
and
Hopefully we'll see a little more action from Maroon instead of getting taken out right at the beginning there. But getting them that practice and whatnot is, key that we've talked about before. And
yeah,
not being able to practice on the map before the tournament is definitely something else. That's for sure.
it's been a little odd. I mean, they're getting plenty of combat practice, but there is absolutely no way the ranked leagues and the regular leagues that are happening right now, the trios on Apex Legends, are completely on the new map Olympus. So there's no Kings Canyon, which is the first map, and there's no World's Edge, which is the second map in the competitive map for this league. Only Olympus. And we'll switch back next week, but I mean, they've had no practice on World's Edge at all. So the best thing they can do is drop on Olympus and just try to fight teams as much as possible, just to get comfortable with the weapons, get comfortable with the team, and then they can sort of translate that teamwork to the different map that they can't quite practice on.
Gotcha.
A lot of words for you there, Disco. Sorry about that, but that's just who I am. So
No, I gotcha. It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. Yeah. Looks like we're getting ready to go in. I can't quite tell. Is the Milligan buffs, are they just MIA? 'Cause
Yeah,
I think they were
I
out
think we've
last time too.
I think we've lost a couple of teams that felt like they couldn't or didn't want to compete at this level. We really didn't know what to expect starting this league, what the competition would be like. We knew that there would be a lot of returning teams from the collegiate league, and you see most of that there as two Montana teams,
Right.
SHSU, the IIT guys, the University of Kentucky, but an SJSU, but opening up to amateur and professional teams, and there's no rule that says that Liquid or NRG can't play in this league.
Right.
Um, so pretty excited to see that we're still really competitive in it. Um, both teams have been able to get kills both weeks, and uh, Silver just trying to also just get some experience at a little bit of a higher level than the collegiate tournament was, as we finished, I think, third place in the league when it was just collegiate. But um, some some limitations to being a college Apex player. There's just not as much opportunity to play on these private servers, as they're mostly reserved for pros. So
Very true.
yeah. I can see we see our Grizz logo moving around on the stream there, just trying to keep people interested, you know, let them know.
Oh yeah, you gotta slowly just watch it move around as the observers there. They slowly get in, or unassigned players hop in, and then the Grizz sign has to.
It's like the DVD screen on old like JVC DVD players where the little DVD icon bounces, and then when it hits the corner, everybody cheers.
Everyone cheers. Yep. Oh, that DVD screen. If you watch the episode of The Office, have you watched?
Oh no,
I
don't know about that.
No, you don't. There's actually an episode of The Office that the opening is they're all sitting there, and there's the TV on the stand behind Michael as he's giving a speech about something, and they're watching the DVD actually move around that square move, and then just as it's getting close to the corner, they're all like, oh man, and Michael thinks they're reacting to what he's saying kind of thing, and he's sitting there like, yeah, you guys, that's right, yeah, and and we gotta keep moving or do whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, and then when it finally hits the corner, they all like stand up and cheer and everything, and Michael's like, yeah, good work, you guys. They all just leave and walk out after it gets in the corner, kind of like that's what their whole goal was of being in the conference room, was just watching this try to get the corner, and as soon as it did, they all get up, cheer, and they leave, and Michael's like, yeah, that's everything. Good job, you guys. Yeah, good spirit. And then it was walking out. It was just a really funny opening. It's great.
I know how Michael feels, man. I gotta say that sometimes I'll be given one of my long-winded coach speeches, and I'm not watching the players stream, and then they get really excited about something. I'm like, oh well, it was a good speech. I agree, but it's a little bit of an overreaction. And then I realized they were playing a game, and I didn't know, and they aced a team or something.
Yep, for sure. But yeah. I think I've been there before too. Kind of.
Yeah, well, I think
pretty sure everyone
it's a love relationship. If they didn't pick on me a little bit, then I'd be worried that they didn't like having me as a coach. But I see it as a term of endearment that they pick on me a little bit. And I definitely accept the jabs, and as an initiation, as hey, thanks for being our coach. I just want you to know that you're a goofy dude. So.
Very true. I mean, if you don't get that repertoire back and forth between you and your coach sometimes, or even like if you're just working at any sort of job kind of thing and you don't have that rapport with your boss, sometimes it can just be like, you're really awkward whenever you meet them or talk with them kind of thing, because you're sitting there like, I don't know if I can make fun of you or not.
And jokingly, no feedback here, buddy. No feedback.
Exactly. Like you sit there, you say the wrong thing, you get fired the next day. You're like,
oh no, come on, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
I will say I'm pretty excited to get into game 2 here. I expect both teams to kind of have a different tone, a little bit of a different speed that we're going to go for here. Again, and as we see, that's perfect timing. I must have my ears were burning, so I must have realized we were getting into game 2. But I expect Silver to have a little bit of a higher speed and Maroon to be a little bit more cautious on their drop. Maroon's a team that we want to see get more comfortable with their items and have kind of their ideal or close to ideal loadouts before they start taking engagements. So that would be not just their preferred weapons, but also good attachments, also decent armors where they feel like they have an advantage. And that's totally possible. You just have to land somewhere safe and keep an eye on where all the other teams are landing.
Definitely. And mainly, like, you got to keep an eye on not necessarily where other teams are landing, but other teams that might be near you that are landing.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Because as soon, like we saw last time, Legend, he landed, he immediately knew there was a team across the same area and across that town they were in. And he immediately picked up a gun, scoped, looked at him, saw him, got a couple pings on him, and then walked down to get more resources. So having that observation is key.
And that's going to be totally on the second and third teammates. So the jump master is usually going to be the team captain. Sometimes people are better at jumping, and there is actually a definite strategy to how fast you hit the ground and the angles you take. And we work on that a little bit. But your other two teammates are responsible for using the free look feature. So you see Soldier's stream on the bottom left. He's rotating his camera. He's watching other teams, so Legend can completely focus on where he's going, which looks like is going to be Skyhook again. As I said, it's their preferred drop. They know where everything's going to be. They know that it's pretty decent tier loot, and there's a lot to get there. And then there's a good path to the center if the ring goes that way. And oftentimes, it looks like they're actually not going to make it, and they're going to have to pull off early and go to countdown. This is not good. If another team comes here, they are dropping very late. But it looks like Silver is not getting challenged, and they were able to get armor. So not terrible, but if another team chose to drop countdown, having to pull off late and go into countdown is pretty dangerous.
Wow. And it looks like Maroon dropped the refinery. They're getting some good action here. I don't think another team came over to the refinery, but I'm not quite sure.
So same exact drops as last game for both teams. Silver just not able to quite fly far enough to get to Skyhook. Or maybe they intentionally chose to pull off early.
Yeah, could be.
And we call refinery is refinery, but we actually call it train just because it's the old abandoned trains. It used to be a train station, but they took the train off the map. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So same place as last time then.
Yep, same exact place as last time for both teams.
Gotcha.
And honestly, Countdown has a lot of where Silver dropped has a lot of concentrated loot. So you can see they already have a purple, a blue armor, 2 good guns on each person, good attachments, and it looks like it's completely uncontested. The unfortunate thing is we're not going to be able to hear 4 different streams audios at the same time. So there's no way to know if we hear footsteps or combat nearby. We'll just have to use our visual cues to see if they're looking to get fights started. But I mean, look at the difference in the quality of loot. Maroon trying to drop passively and get a little more loaded up. Silver taking a riskier drop spot, but paying off for them with huge purple armors, blue armors, and great guns, whereas Maroon still running around with, an RE45, which is not the preferred weapon. There's definitely a lot of good upgrades for that.
Yeah, for sure.
And white shields.
And white
Nobody
shields. I was just gonna say white shields.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of back and forth. I'm assuming all the map is actually, when they have in items and whatnot, they have higher chance of rarity for these kind of bigger map sections, where Silver dropped and whatnot.
Yeah, again, every named section on the map should be considered high tier loot, but it is still RNG, so there is always the chance that you drop in a high tier spot and there's just nothing good.
Belly Bish, it looked like she took a little bit of damage, or is that her ability that she uses?
Yeah,
Does
so
it
that's
damage her a
Octane's
little bit?
That's Octane's ability. He uses an adrenaline shot, which takes away a little bit of his health and speeds him up by like a good 50%. So it's really, really good for catching up to your team, for engaging and flanking, and you don't take too much damage, and Octane's passive heals him over time. So really, unless you're just spamming it, it's fine. You can use it openly, and it's not really gonna do any damage. You can she's already full health.
Right.
Again,
Yeah, do you see that?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So with this superior loadout, it looks like Silver is going to push into Skyhook, and it looks pretty looted here. I'm not seeing a lot of stuff on the ground for them, so maybe they're hunting a team. I'm not really sure. Without a Bloodhound, it's hard to tell if it's just scarce loot or if a team has actually been here now. Bloodhound able to see footsteps on the ground for up to 90 seconds.
Gotcha. That's his ultimate ability, isn't it?
That's his passive. And then his scan
gotcha.
is his Q, which is up about every 18 seconds, and then his ultimate allows him to highlight all enemies as red, so giving you the ability to see through smokes, pretty much anywhere, through windows, everyone will be red, and then also getting a scan every 6 seconds, which is why we call it wall hacks, because you can just keep scanning your enemies. The scan lasts for 4 seconds, it comes up every 6, so pretty much highlight them consistently if you're in a big fight.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so Jay opting to go with that. And this is a pretty non-standard team by Maroon using Octane as opposed to like a Pathfinder or a Wraith. But it's just a level of comfort. So they're comfortable on those champions. But the Gibby and The Gibraltar and the Bloodhound is pretty common.
Yeah, I will say. I was gonna say like Gibraltar is always good to have. Looks like we do see some damage coming out of Legend here, taking out a blue shield, doing a little bit of damage from a person over here in the building.
And they're looking after their quick ejection from the last game by NRT. They're looking to get involved here. They want these kills. They're not going to play too passive. They're just trying to burn some damage on them and get them low on meds. Legend running an R301 with a gold barrel stabilizer. This thing is actually a laser beam. It is, as you could see, he did from a pretty decent range. It looks like the other team's trying to run.
Oh my Che, look at that damage.
Absolutely unbelievable control here. And they've already got 2 of them low, although they did have gold armor, so they will be able to heal up in that bubble. Just trying to get out, but hoping for a knock.
Doing some
And they
good
can't
damage
quite
here.
get the knock.
Ah, man.
Unfortunate.
Oh, it looks like a Gibraltar ult. Is that what this is?
Yeah, missed. He's short. He must have short-armed the canister a little bit because it didn't quite hit the building, but it was enough to keep the silver team from pushing in. And they've also got to be wary of the team they were initially fighting. Those are 2 different teams, so they got to be worried about their flank too. But so close to wiping out that team.
Oh yeah, and here we do see they are on the roof. They were getting ready to use this grapple hook to get up to him, but
Yeah, Legend having a ton of ammo and that scope on this R301 is going to be a big advantage if he stays up here. They're worried about the other team flanking, but honestly, I'm under the impression they scared him off. I mean, they almost knocked 2 of their players. I don't really see them trying to push back in anytime soon.
yeah, I second that. They are looking around at the mountain there, trying to figure out. They are in the green, which is nice for the next ring there, so they can keep it here at the skyhook here.
And Skyhook is honestly their most comfortable place. There are some changes, as you can see. That area he's watching is called Trials. And so there's some zip lines that take you up on top there. So he's trying to make sure that that other team doesn't do Trials and then come back with lots of really good armor and push them. But Skyhook is, and there they are, as you can see, just as expected. They get up on top of the mountain and they're shooting down at them. Silver in a pretty bad place here. They've got teams on both sides of them. So they're really going to have to make something decisive happen here and either push a team or make the other teams fight each other. But I will say that Skyhook is they have the best results in Skyhook from the previous tournaments. They've won most of their games when the circle ends here. So seeing that green circle on Skyhook is probably really enlightening for them. I mean, that's huge. It's definitely our best place to fight.
That's good. That's good. We'll take a look at see what Maroon's doing here. Looks like they're wrapping around, getting close to Skyhook here.
Yeah, they're pushing a little. It looks like they're kind of on a cross-country ski trip here as they go from Refinery through Epicenter and they're on the way to Skyhook. But it's going to get really crowded here really quick if teams start responding to all this combat.
Yes, it will. It will for sure. They're looking in that we could see a fight between Maroon and Silver come out of this pretty shortly here.
Very possible. From the angle they're coming, it's more likely that they flank the team that's up on the hill from Trials that's shooting down on Silver. And wouldn't that be some interesting interior Grizz teamwork that they didn't even know?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Helping each other out unintentionally. Just so you know, the chats they're in, there's no way for them to communicate. They're locked at 3 players, so not even coaches allowed in their voice chats.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Making contact with the enemy. I'm back. Logged off my drone.
And they're taking a peek. Oh,
Absolute laser beam from Legend, and just sitting on
We have an enemy.
a metric ton of light ammo means he can just keep
Give me a second.
just destroying armors. He does 98 to a purple, meaning 2 HP left on his shield. And I mean, look how far he is on his purple Evo already.
wow.
Close to single digits on
He's
leveling it
getting
up,
up
to
there.
red.
That's
Yeah.
for sure. Dang.
Yeah. And he's just farming those points. I mean,
Does
a
see
red
a
armor
person up there. They're walking.
Yeah. Looks like Maroon is going to play a little passive. They had the option to push in, still hanging around outside of Epi, but
Enemy over there.
they're probably just going to wait. And this is not a bad decision. From games like Call of Duty and these battle royales, it's really common to just push and run the whole time. But using a bit more of a passive approach, letting teams run past you without knowing you're there, and then sneak attacking them, I mean, absolutely legitimate strategy.
Yeah.
As I know we have some Tarkov players in chat, and I know you guys play like that. So
We know that that Johnny likes to play Tarkov on stream. So if a bunch of you guys are still there, you know, give him that shout out.
Yes, but also we've seen him. He's a pretty aggressive player. I mean, I think that's probably where the hyper comes from, right? So he's ratting, but he's a hyper rat. Is that right?
Yes, he is
Doesn't
the hyper
forget.
rat. Because he's hyped. Always hyped.
I'm pretty
Entire
hyped
time.
about some combat here. I mean, as you can see, 14 teams still up. It's not that late into the game, Disco, but no
Yeah.
team really wanting to commit. As we see, Maroon actually runs into one in the train tunnel. And I mean, this is a straight shot. There is nowhere to hide other than behind these train cars. So it looks like they're going to full on take
Oh.
this engage, and they're going to do it
Looks like
confidently.
Fellybish is almost out of shield now, and Jay went to half shield as well. This could be interesting.
Just trying to
Felly's gonna
cover each
shield
other
some.
so that they can get some cells off here. Each take pot shots, and when you see flesh happen, when an armor gets broken, then a team's going to push in, and it looks like
Yep.
Beefy is broken, and they're going to push in. And
Fellybish goes down, and
immediately-
and there's the squad.
It was a
Very
little back and
unfortunate.
forth for a while. Sorry for Maroon going out in looks like 13th place, but like I said, once you see that 14th, unfortunate, another team lost
Oof.
just after them, and now 11. So losing no points from that because the point change is only at the top 10. But pretty unfortunate there. Like I said, once you see that flesh indicator, so the number color changes from their shield color to a reddish white, that'll let you know that you've broken their shields. And the second that happens to Beefy, they push hard, and Maroon gets taken out. But really kudos to them for taking the combat, being confident, and just knowing that you're not here to necessarily win every single game, but just to get some experience and get your feet wet.
And I mean, I'm glad they were able to make it a lot farther than they did last time. They were able to get some action, choose some plays, you know, make their way through, which is really nice.
Yeah, totally. And Disco, I won't lie to you, there is a legitimate strategy in being a rat. So being the last person alive on a stream or hiding until the late rings. If you aren't confident that if your team's down or you're not confident that you can take on the other teams, then hiding until the end to try to beat out some teams and get higher points is a legitimate strat, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Beefy Boy, he's saying he gets 273 damage and no kills.
Unfortunate. That
Big
means he
Sag.
probably broke two people on two different occasions. Unfortunately, his teammates broke at the same time as him, so just not confident enough to push in as they're trying to recharge their shields and get ready for a push. But it was close. It was pretty close, and
Very
you could
close,
see
very
that
close.
there was some good damage going off.
It looks like Vaka Flocka's using a drone.
Yeah, so Vaka's been playing on the new champion, which is Horizon, and getting some experience on that on Olympus, but still during competition here. Going to play on Crypto. A little bit different than Bloodhound. So Bloodhound scans within an area, but Crypto's drone can just fly around and pick up all the other teams. And honestly, a really good swap out for him moving from Wraith to Crypto because tons of information to be had. A lot of utility from that drone as you can break multiple players' shields. You can destroy Gibraltar bubbles, and you can take out caustic traps. So there's a lot of utility in that. So we're trying to add a little bit more variety to our team comp rep here, and it seems to be working out pretty well.
And it looks like they are moving on over here.
Yeah, unfortunately, taking a lot of pick and poke fights there, but not receiving any knocks, not receiving any kills from it. It's not like they're low on ammo or they're suffering. Legend able to get up to his red, as we were talking about, but just it's unfortunate after the game's been going this long and you just don't have anything to show for it. So hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully Silver here in this situation looking to get control of this skyhook and maybe take this other team down so that they can show that they're the better team here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna get ready to hop on up through the grappling hook as they're now in the circle. They were getting shot upon. There's a little bit of damage that Unfound Soldier here is taken, but he does still have a lot of his shield up still. His shield is getting ready to Evo. He has 170 damage left to do, so it could be something to look forward to.
Sure, and having Gibraltar with that aim shield, that's free damage that he can absorb without having to heal. So he's got 70 damage on his aim shield. He's got a flat line with a 2x on it. So what he'll do is he'll switch to single fire on that to conserve ammo and just poke at enemy teams and try to level up that Evo. And then when he's ready to go in, He'll obviously switch to full auto on the weapon, but
Yeah, for sure.
they're watching. It looks like they're just playing for placement again. I'm really surprised to see that Grizz Silver here isn't taking some more aggressive fights. They spent a lot of time poking those other teams, but should be confident in their abilities to beat, 90% of these teams in one-on-one combat. Maybe they hear or see something we don't, and there's just a lot more teams around, and they don't want to get pinched, third-partied, as we call it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're using drone yet again. Take a look at things. The drone was taken out.
Ooh, Grizz with a really big advantage here over on this high ground, not taking any shots. So I think they're wanting to play end of game here, which is surprising at this point with zero kills and not a ton of meds to show for it. Grizz just looking to play patiently, and it looks like someone's going to rattle off some shots, so they're just poking.
Yep,
no
there
knock
was some
yet.
blue knock. At least one shot from Legend. So I was looking at his screen, didn't quite see from Unfound Soldier if he got any proc on their shield, but they only had blue shields, so
Yeah, both players able to do some damage. Almost broke the shield. No knockdowns, so I think they're just going to wait. Most likely what happens there is a gap in communication. They're probably waiting to all focus the same player at the same time, and just didn't quite get there. But as you see, a nice laser beam coming down from Legend, almost getting a knock. Two teams fighting there in a Horizon ult, and Grizz is just looking to capitalize on this and get free kills. They're still watching their flanks, but this is it. This is the position you want to be in. As you can see, another team flanking around the Skyhook, and it looks like there's either 3 or 4 teams fighting around this thing, so they are not looking to expose themselves because they don't want to go down. I mean, several teams could be pushing them at the same time. They want that high ground.
yeah, for sure. And Legend is up here with his little laser beam of a gun, getting shield proc. Oh, he has a gold shield down there, but it looks like he was able to take out the shield.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to get anything out of it. Gold shield, not as good as a red, but it does make your meds go a lot farther. So 1 shield cell is worth 2 slots as opposed to 1 on regular shields. So most of the players prefer to have an Evo as opposed to gold, but gold not a bad option if you're low on meds. Oh, an absolute laser beam, 172 damage, and he does get the knock. Wow. Did you see that?
That was crazy.
That's that gold barrel stabilizer, I'm telling you. It is a total laser beam. Absolutely incredible tracking from Legend there in the 2x4 site, helping him get the range he needs. So what they're going to do is they're going to camp that down right now. So the player that got knocked, they're going to watch it, but they're not going to push down. And any attempt to try to res them and get out, Grizz is just going to return that player down to knock. Looks like they're not going to... Oh, somebody took that team out, so he actually gets killed for it.
Very nice, very nice. They got 1 kill to show. There are 7 squads left, 16 people up. 6 and 13.
Oh, wow.
So people, I think there's a team of 1 at least out there right now.
Or 2 teams of 2, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. They're just going to have to guess at this point, but every combat that happens is Grizz's opportunity to up their score a little bit. But being as this
shield
is...
proc. Shots over here, more purple shield coming from the ceiling. Legend was the laser beam, bringing it out. Alright, shooting down more. They are trying to knock somebody. They have a red Evo shield right there. They did knock a bit of... Oh, almost getting that shot off there. They do go into that building, though. There's a team in both of those buildings over there, so that's going to be interesting to see. The 2 of them might be able to fight there. They could leave those 2 teams to them. 2 more teams did drop.
Oh, wow. We're already down to 5. Unfortunately, Grizz not able to capitalize on any of those low or fighting players to get some
and they're
kill
going
points.
in.
They're going to push down now and try to catch them before they're able to heal up. There's a Wraith portal, so someone is going to have to watch that because... yeah, and unfortunately, the enemy team already has shields, already has the high ground, and Soldier going pretty low off that, going to have to pop a Phoenix kit. They are going to hold this position for the final ring. It might be a little risky as 5 squads up. I mean, this is it. This is where the game is going to end in this little section right here. 5 squads available, still a lot of players up, and they're going to hold wall instead. A much safer place, a nice move away from that rock to get better positioning, and all they have to do is watch their flank and the holes in the fences right now. So Grizz with a really, really nice move, forcing other teams to fight each other in that open area, and just hoping that they get some downs on each other so that Grizz can hold this position. But as you can see, a lot of nades coming in. They're getting pushed. They're going to need a Gibraltar ult to push some of these teams off for a bubble so they can get healed off. And there's the bubble. Absolutely a crucial component to have in protecting yourself at the end. Still 5 teams up. Still not sure exactly where they all are, but the Grizz are kind of out of meds here. Legend has nothing to shield cell with. Probably going to ask for it from his teammates at some point.
Yeah, for sure. This could be the end of it. They are still in the shield and in the ring. They want the ring to go down another one because they are still in the center. So they could just be on the other side of the wall. The teams are looking, getting some jumps here. Unfound Soldier looking at just about no shield at all. Looking really close. He could drop out, so he's got to be careful. He does have that, what is it, 12% damage reduction as Gibraltar?
That's right, yeah.
12%.
Not really a huge deal, but it looks like the Grizz are fighting with 1 shield battery left. It's been given to Soldier. He's not going to use it yet because he's still got 1 tick on his blue shield. But, I mean, this is it. Once the combat starts, there's no healing. It's over. This is the last circle, so they're just going to have to live with what they have.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and it looks like the team is in the center field here. There's a Wraith portal there.
And Legend looking to throw his Thermite in there to push teams out and getting a ton of damage. No knocks from it. They have a team flanking with the Wraith portal, and she's going to go down immediately. Let's see if her teammates come through. Legend looking for his meds on this body. This is brilliant.
Not only meds, he was getting more light ammo. Now he has over 300 ammo. He's ready to just rail off with this laser beam. He's shooting him down. He goes down to 2 shield. He throws in the glaive, bringing out a nice shotgun with the knockdown on the Twitch Celophon. Wait, this is it. This is the team. And they take him out. They get the win! Oh my Che, they get NRT right at the end there, who won last time. The nice back and forth knock. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Taking NRT back downtown. Throwing them out and around.
I don't mean to say I told you so, but I did say that they're very strong at Skyhook, and if we get the final ring in Skyhook, our team will feel really comfortable. And we have most of our wins in Skyhook. So there you have it.
There it is.
Silver gets really lucky with the ring placement in their most comfortable location. They're able to get the win. They force the other teams to fight each other, capitalize, get plenty of kills, and they come out with a win. I mean, second game of the day. Very confident. Everybody at mostly full health and just really advantageous position. Smart positioning, patience, really important, and just got some gift wrap meds from a Wraith, so maybe another team working undercover there
of course.
to deliver. They're
like, here, we have the resources for you. Please.
Yeah.
Use them to take out NRT right at the end. We know they're
unfortunately, that Wraith was alone, so she really had no option. It was either sit in the ring or push into the Grizz, and
yeah.
Very fortunate timing from the Grizz. A great win in their best location, and this is what I said. We have something to be excited about here because they've really been turning it up lately, and they feel really confident against some of these teams.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, what an amazing win. That was the second game. We are gonna take a quick break. Make sure you guys stretch, stand up, take a stretch, get some drinks of water, grab a snack. We'll be back for the last 2 rounds. Until then, we'll see you soon. Have a good one. Let's see.
Well, I hear a chair creaking, so that must mean we're back. Hello, everybody.
Oh yeah, my tiny little chair here. It's nice and cozy, honestly. It's
All
a
right.
university
Well,
chair.
Disco, let's recap real quick as we see, like, we're jumping right back into game 3. This is a big rarity for this league to go back-to-back games that quickly.
Yeah, hopping right on in there. That's nice and sweet. All right, quick recap, really quick. Last 2 games out of the 4 that get played. First game, our Maroon team went and took 19th place, or was it 18th? But they got out pretty fast, and Silver went and made it all the way till, I think, what was it, 14th place? And then got
Yeah,
taken down.
yeah, a pretty tough first game for both teams,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
both teams for sure. And then we were watching NRT, who have been the #1 champions, and NRT ended up winning the first match there. However, in the second game, Maroon team actually made it up to 14th place, and then Silver team actually took the cake and took first place right at the end, taking out NRT back and forth there. So we get off to a great start here, and we'll see what the third game leads us to.
Very similar drops here again for the third game in a row. Grizz going Skyhook, and it looks Grizz Silver going Skyhook, and it looks like they're not quite gonna make it. They're gonna have Maroon's gonna have to hit Overlook here. They're not quite gonna make it to the refinery, but the exact same areas of the map. Silver going Skyhook, then Countdown next to Skyhook, and then Skyhook again. And I mean, this is why we practice Skyhook. If we get that ring, you can see it's a pretty deadly battle for
everyone, really. Awesome. And another recap, you ended up gifting what, 5 different subs to people.
Disco, I gotta say, I was just so hyped that I couldn't contain myself. I saw some people in there that maybe wanted to Grizz cheer and didn't have the emotes, so it's as much, it means as much to me as it possibly can, just to see people in there spamming those Grizz emotes, and I wanted to see more of them. So couldn't contain myself after that win. I was not on the team, but I was on the proverbial cloud 9.
Of course, with the hype train going as well. You now have the #1 little badge, for gifting subs. Last time the fight was over the #1 badge for donating bits.
Yeah, I was able to keep up for about 10 seconds on that
one. Yeah. Meanwhile, Maverick came on out of there. He started taking it from you, and then people just kept going back and forth and slamming down those numbers. It's crazy.
Looks like Maroon's got some contention here on the drill. Beefy has a blue shield, but it's broken. I didn't really see how that happened. Silver not really having any combat, but
and Beefy the boy is also looking a little low. He's down to about 75% on the hit point train there.
Yeah, it looks like he has a blue shield that's broken, but I wasn't able to see him take shots. Looks like Felly is running on a Mozambique Spitfire, so not really something you want to be taking a long-range fight with. But 2 of the worst long-range guns in the game, so they're going to look to reposition and try to get some better stuff and get Beefy healed. Although, okay, so Beefy is popping shields now. I was wondering why he was running around with broken armor. We're in good shape now.
Gotcha. Slowly getting, I think, I saw Jay throwing down shield capsules and whatnot for the team, so it could have been that BV didn't have shield repair at all for cells.
Yeah, and Disco, one of those underlying things, it's not easy to coach aim. There's some programs out there that can help with tracking, with target positioning and crosshair placement, but all the things that go behind the scene that a lot of people don't know about that we coach are things related to teamwork. So in a battle royale, everybody lands in the same general area, but they all have different levels of loot because of RNG that we talked about earlier. So one of the important things is to get past that initial hump of looting and kind of figure out what you have and what you need to distribute to your team to come out with the best outcome. So it's very possible that I get a white armor but get a bunch of shield batteries, which will full heal any shield completely in one use. So what I want to do is I want to take small cells and give the shield batteries to my teammates. So after that initial loot, it's important for teams to communicate on what gear they have and share it amongst them, to get better results and to be better equipped for combat.
Very true, very true. And that's always good to know. Alright,
It looks like Maroon was taking a fight again, shooting some long range Spitfire, but again, especially without a barrel stabilizer, you're just not going to have much success with that. It is an absolute magazine dump. It just so much ammunition lost using the Spitfire. Really good for close range. Silver also taking a fight. Looks like Legend is back on the R301, and again the laser coming out with a purple barrel stabilizer. He almost breaks 2 people.
Oh my Che. Look at him go. They are back in Skyhook, right?
They are back in Skyhook for the 3rd game in a row.
Wow, here we go. The Skyhook action.
This is kind of the same pace. It's interesting. It looks like Soldier loses his aim shield, but still at full HP. So huge advantage on Gibby when aiming down or Gibraltar aiming down sights like that. You get free damage that enemies can put on you without taking any real damage. So he just has to wait for his aim shield to recharge. It's going to be about 12 seconds, and then he can just go out, aim down it, and it's back up again already.
Wow.
Yeah, Gibraltar's really, really good. It looks like both teams are taking fights. Maroon looking to push in. Philly takes
Look
a
at
ton
Philly
of damage.
going down. Beefy Boy also procking down to about 2/3 hit points after that as well. Philly Bish is bringing up her shield just barely. Getting that passive Octane shield. Heal, I mean.
Oh no, a frag grenade seemingly from the rafters lands on Felly, and they're in big trouble here. Going for the lifeline res.
Oh my Che.
They're going to look to just rat at this point. They have to run. They cannot take this fight. The lifeline goes down and is all over for Maroon.
Oh my Che. That was very unfortunate right there.
Beefy with some nice damage though, as you can see.
That was a really good grenade.
It was an incredible grenade. Yeah, hopefully Jay is going to leave the spectate screen up there so you can see. Grizz able to do about 600 damage on the Maroon side. Just couldn't quite get those knocks. Pretty unfortunate. But again, just some experience, all we're looking for, and lots of damage. So that is a big plus from the last 2 games. Maroon getting better every game. So it's nice to see.
Yeah. Very true, very true. So close. 420 damage as well, but still no kills. Doubling what he did last time without kills, but
unfortunately, I have taught the Maroon team the way of dealing a ton of damage and never getting any knocks. So that is my absolute specialty. I cannot finish kills for some reason, but I can do a lot. It looks like Silver's going to jump in on a team getting. You see a Caustic ult there. That means 2 teams are already fighting.
Oh,
Silver
there's the purple shield gone.
Legend going to push up on the flank and some great hipfire aim. One more shot is going to get the knock.
Nice knock on IT right there.
And it looks like, yeah, it looks like Silver's confident here. No holds barred. They're just going to push in and they're looking for all these kills.
There's a knock and there's a kill. Looks like the squad was eliminated for there. They do get a kill here. They're out of the circle here. So you're going to take some damage.
Not the biggest deal in the world. First circle, so they have plenty of time to sit here and loot. And it's actually pretty safe to be looting in the circle. The only issue is if another team knows you're here, they can hold you out when you try to return. But as it is the first ring, there's lots of space. There's lots of area to run around. And as you can see, Legend not taking that much damage. Damage is higher in private lobbies than it is in public games or casual play, just to make it a little bit more competitive and prevent teams from staying outside the circle too long. But still the first ring, so it's not too bad. Legend able to heal up, and they're able to get everything they need. Unfortunately, only getting 1 kill.
Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. But it's a kill nonetheless, you know?
A kill nonetheless. 2 squads eliminated, already in 11th place. And it's very possible Vaca has 1 or 2 as well. Wasn't able to keep up with a kill feed there. It's a lot to look at. So
it looks like if you look at the numbers of squads and whatnot, you can see there's either 2 squads with 2 people or 1 squad with 1 person.
Yeah,
left.
Definitely.
Out of the other 10 that are still there with us.
So the squad that Silver is fighting right now is on the top of Epicenter. It is a good place because it's well covered, but if you get pinched by 2 teams, you have absolutely no chance of getting out. Grizz doing the right thing, not pushing in, smartly holding them out, and going to make this team have to push out. As you can see, they have the next ring as well by that like milky white look on the minimap. So Grizz able to just hold these guys out, wait till they make a mistake. They all have purple shields. We have a big advantage here. lots of meds from those last 2 teams that killed each other. And Grizz looking to push in now. Here goes the Pathfinder. They must have moved. I think Legend smells blood in the water. He's looking down the hill.
He's getting
Really-
ready for it. Getting ready
really-
to take another kill yet again. He's
really
getting
feeling his aim today.
close to the edge
Sorry,
of the circle.
Disco.
He's on your map.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it. He's getting close to the edge of the circle. I think they're just pushing up to look to see where they should be standing on the circle's ending here. So it looks like they're going to reposition around from the ice here to get a nice, better defense location before the circle closes.
Yeah, that team must have been able to find their way out, snuck out without Silver being able to. I believe they heard them, but were unable to see them. So it looks like they made it out safely. And Silver just not willing to take the fight. You can see the green circle. So let me explain something here. Grizz must have gotten a scan off. And one of the big advantages to crypto is you can activate a survey beacon with your drone. So you do not have to be physically present on the survey beacon. Pretty big advantage because it's safe to go scan. So Grizz, with a lot of information here, Grizz Silver knowing that the next 2 circles are in their favor, they've got good position, and letting some other teams eliminate each other so that they can just hold out and wait for them to come to them.
Very nice, very nice. That's actually a pretty neat trick, being able to scan with the drone. That's neat.
Yeah, I don't want to call Crypto OP, but again, what we were talking about earlier, he just has a lot of utility. A great team player, great informational player, and really good for engaging fights with his ult. So nice to see Vaca worked his way onto that off of Wraith, which is a good repositioner, but no reason to have a Wraith Pathfinder on the same team. They basically do the same thing.
It's like there's a team taking a grappling hook going up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same team that was up on top of Epi 3 minutes ago, and it looks like they're just going to get up there for safety. But again, if another team pushes, they have no chance of getting out.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like the Legend was on the wrong side of the rock, and he's getting taken out here. He's getting really low, but he's still up and in it.
He's off by himself.
Oh, and there
too.
he does
needs
get
his
down.
teammates.
Does have knockout shield. Oh, and there goes Vaca Flocka as well. You see Unfound Soldiers getting shot at as well. They do see him. He throws his bubble down. Rotating around. He's jumping on down. Trying to get out of here.
Yeah, and
Does
Vaca
go
looking,
back. Oh.
Vaca looking to leave his teammates and get out. Another NRT push on the Grizz. It's every game, it's these 2 teams going head to head. And once again, they catch one of our players focusing on another team and do not see him coming. Legend went down, too far separated from his teammates. Not sure if they felt safe or if they just didn't know he was so far away, but unable to throw a Gibraltar bubble so that he could heal back up.
And it looks like the team that was up here actually took out Vaca Flocka at the end there, but NRT did get the push and take out Legend. So the dragon aims here.
Unfortunate, just not really a great place to be fighting around Epicenter. There's lots of weird terrain. There's lots of places that you can't traverse easily, and there's lots of little nooks and crannies to hide in. So this is a very unfavorable place. Teams do not like fighting here.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And you can see why Legend able to get away from the initial push by NRT, but just can't get to safety because of all the weird rocky crags in his way. NRT's just going to push the top of Epicenter. Not really a smart move, but confident in their aim skill. They're going to take down 2, and they are going to wipe out the
Che. There's an entire squad down for that. Wow, just throwing it on down there. NRT just bringing in the heat, as always.
Yeah, got a knock on, it looks like Escape, and a shield broken on the other, but the team just not ready for NRT's aggression, and this we'll see week after week. NRT just really not respecting other teams, really believing that they're the best team, they're the highest scoring team currently, and just pushing pretty much without regard for anyone or anything.
For sure. And now they're going to get all this free loot. There were 2 gold items. Looks like there was a helmet and something else. One on each of those 2 dead bods right here.
And you can see, Disco, on this death recap, 43 Season 7 wins. Season 7 has been out for 10 days. So, I mean, 4 wins a day, 4.5 wins a day. It's pretty ridiculous.
Wow.
On that player card. And that's not even, that's not even their player that plays the most. So they definitely Not students, have a lot of time to put in, a lot of time to practice, and it really shows.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
kudos to Grizz Silver for always putting up a good fight against them, beating them sometimes, losing to them other times, but it just goes to show that there's a lot of talent on this team and they can really compete. They're pretty high level. Unfortunately, one of the rats there just gets caught out trying to hide, and NRT having none of that silly business.
None of it. None of it. None of these
None of it.
shenanigans.
Nothing's free in Water
Who-
World. Interestingly, there isn't a lot of water on either of the 3 maps, but where there is, it actually slows down your movement speed. You're unable to
Really?
slide jump in the water.
Oh, an NRT getting poked down here. Looks like Styx is going down at 50. Gets the portal to go on out of here.
Yeah, gonna have to queue out. Just using that Wraith get out of jail free card. It's kind of annoying. It allows you to play overly aggressive and not make the best decisions and still get out pretty easily. You're
Does have to use the
incorporeal, so you
Phoenix.
can't be shot during that.
Does have to use the Phoenix bot though.
Yeah, and
to
you
rev
know,
up.
NRT again, they had a team push them, they had a team get them low, but the team's scared not pushing them, and now they're going to be center circles. So when that ring closes and that team has to push out of that building, and you don't want to push into NRT. NRT not waiting, and they're just tired of sitting around. They're going to throw grenades in. A terrible grenade bounces off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, no, they didn't throw a grenade in at all.
But
They
again,
biffed it.
NRT just not respecting their opponents, going in completely aggressive.
Oh,
Almost a knock there. That Wraith is gonna go down. I'm not sure who got the knock. Didn't show up on the kill feed. Oh, sorry, kill feed doesn't show up when you're in spectate. And
yeah, I
NRT
think Wraith did get the knock there, and there's the third person of the teammate. They're going back and forth. Wraith at like 1 hit point does get the final knock for the team there and takes him out. Has another Phoenix to proc here. Wow.
Yeah, and if-
Styx just barely making it out alive.
Phoenix Kit, just a super effective, really good use of resources at the end of combat to pop one of those, because you don't want to use it when things are hectic, but once the team is down and you've got some free time, it's great to have one on hand or to pick one up off a box, because you've got the time to use it, and that way you can save your shield bats, you can save your med kits, and use them when you're in combat because they go off faster. So everything just going NRT's way this game. These kills really falling into their laps, and that team, again, I'm telling you, most of these teams in a private lobby play more conservative. They play more for positioning, and NRT just not respecting the lobby, not giving any respect to these enemy teams, and just pushing in aggressively no matter what, saying we're the best team. We're gonna just take the fight to you, and team not able to respond in time.
Oh, here we do see another team getting caught out by NRT. Purple shield does go down. He pokes out there. He's taking a lot of damage. Looks like that Gibraltar's not looking too hot. Smokes do get popped down on top of NRT, but there's the purple shield being procced by the little grenade that was thrown out there by Styx
Yeah.
here.
And I mean, it's just an absolute slaughter for NRT. Caustic gets a good ult to buy them some time, but the Pathfinder pushes in and gets all 3 kills, putting NRT at probably somewhere around 20 kills right now with only 3 squads left, and they're all well kitted. Unfortunately, big time unfortunately for Grizz, the final ring is in Fragment, not Skyhook. So not something not an area a lot of teams practice in private games. They'll play here a lot in public games because it's where all the combat happens, but it's not a super favorable. Oh my goodness, as NRT takes another team, is just laser beaming them down out of the ring, and they're gone. It's over.
Last one. Purple shield gets procced down. He does have just his hit points. Does he get knocked, or was he just crawling
Not quite.
right there?
He's sitting safely up top trying to rat it out, but both teams were fighting. NRT heard it. They smelled blood in the water. They've got him lasered in, and this other team, this other player just trying to get away right now. But against a Wraith, against a Bloodhound, against a Pathfinder, it's just stalling for time. You're the last 2 squads. They might be trying to get healed up, but I mean, this one's over and done, Disco. With only two teammates left and the best team bearing down on you, their odds are very low here of taking a victory here.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like the whole team also evoed all of their shields. They all got red now at this end, and they're all full shield up, full hit point up. They're just looking around now. They're inside the ring, it is getting ready to start closing on out. So they're just gonna kind of wait them out. Let the blood come out and the fish.
NRT holding at the absolute apex of the circle and making sure that if this team has to push in, they have to go through the ring, they have to go around a flank, giving them 0 avenues. And it's honestly, it's great. It's smart positioning. They could push in, they could ape for the final 2 kills. Well, somehow they're able to get their 3rd teammate up. What? They must have ported him out. This is a 3-on-3.
Whoa. Getting him
Very
out there.
unexpected.
Rotating around. Oh, it looks like
We've got flesh on
Pathfinder
one.
goes down.
Path goes
Gets
down.
proc
and
down
Wraith
on
in
the
a little
shield.
bit of trouble here.
Jump
The
up
other
onto the
Wraith's
Wraith.
gonna push up, and it's gonna go down.
And here we see, oh, Escape is doing some damage. There is a Wraith portal right there to get out of here. They do get an official down right there to get a kill secure. The double, oh, he's reviving the Pathfinder, able to get him up. We do see the Bloodhound go, they are what it looks like in the basement here. Or no, there was another thing. Oh, and there's the game over. As he was revving one of the teammates, they were able to jump down with the Bloodhound sweep and take the victory with that kill. Wow.
And that's the power of Bloodhound. You might be able to make a nice play. They trade 1 for 1. Each team gets a teammate down. Unfortunately, the Wraith portal a little far away from the down teammate. NRT not able to get through that Wraith portal, and in the process, the other team not able to get through the Wraith portal. In the process of losing another player, and NRT able to thirst in those final 2 teams. If you can thirst an enemy and completely eliminate them, it puts you at such a big advantage, and they're able to just be confident that they can res their teammate and hold out. And another big win for NRT. Not excited to see their point total after this week, as they've won 2 of 3 games and have had double-digit kills in both games. They're definitely showing why they're the strongest team.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will say we do have in 20 minutes the JV Cats vs Grizz game is starting. So we're not gonna be able to watch the last game for Apex of the 4 matches here. We're gonna shift over, take a break. We'll be back then. Maybe probably 5 to 10 minutes beforehand. We'll throw up a little back and forth here, and I'm gonna return with Coach Kale. So unfortunately, Blitz, it's been great having you, but we won't see you from here on. Good salute. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. It's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing Can and the Cats, and thanks for having me with Apex.
Yeah, of course. It's been great having you here to commentate, ask questions, give us more detailed information that I know that I definitely can't give to the fans, to the fans.
You're very welcome.
But yeah, we're going to get ready for our JV game to get set and ready to go and rumble on in there. So without further ado, take a quick break now while you can, because we have some great Cat vs Grizz action for you in about 15 minutes. So with that, this is Disco Potato, and I'll see you soon.